It's Friday. It's April 18th. Welcome to another daily brief here at the Dakotan. Today in history, in 1775, it was Paul Revere who took that midnight ride. He's remembered as a folk hero of the American Revolution who this night in 1775 made a dramatic ride on horseback to warn Boston area residents of an imminent attack by British troops. In 1999, Canadian ice hockey player Wayne Gretzky, considered one of the game's greatest players, skated in his last NHL game. And of course, it was just recently this year that his all-time scoring record was beaten by Alex Ovechkin. And then also in 1945, during the U.S. invasion of the Japanese island of Okinawa, dude, we're going to struggle this morning, so it's all right. In World War II, American war correspondent Ernie Pyle was killed on an island or on a nearby island by Japanese gunfire. So that's one of those sad stories for us journalists out there. But we do have some news that affects the current day, and so we'll jump right into that. Yesterday, here at the Dakotan on our North Dakota Talk, we joined in Leif Snyder Appreciation Day. Of course, there was the proclamation that was made by the mayor, and this is something that was talked about in yesterday's brief. But if you want to go back and check that out, feel free to. We talked about some good topics, but also we really focused in on just remembering Leif. At the end of that Indie Talk special, there was a appreciation video that we had made for Leif, and that was displayed there. So I would encourage you to go check that out. Lawmakers vacation among 195 missed days by North Dakota legislators. North Dakota lawmakers have missed nearly 200 days of session combined in 2025, with at least $41,500 in taxpayer-funded pay going toward absences. While most legislators cited family, health, military, or job-related reasons, scrutiny intensified after Representative Lori Van Winkle faced backlash for taking a family vacation. House rules prohibit absences without cause, but the law guarantees pay, setting up potential clashes over accountability and fairness. It's an interesting thing that is going on in Bismarck right now with this topic. Obviously, it's something that evidently is a little more common than maybe we at first thought. North Dakota Senate passes education savings account for private school students. The North Dakota State Senate passed House Bill 1540 or 1540, establishing ESAs for private school students. The bill, approved by a 27-20 vote, offers income-based vouchers ranging from approximately $1,000 to $4,000 per student annually, depending on household income. These funds can be used for private school tuition and other qualifying educational expenses, but are not available to public or homeschooled students. The program is projected to cost around $20 million per school year and is set to begin in the 2026-27 academic year. While supporters argue the ESAs promote school choice and can reduce public education costs, critics, including North Dakota United, contend that the bill diverts public funds to private institutions. The legislation now moves to a conference committee for further deliberation. This is something to keep your eye on. There's also a competing bill in the House side that will affect homeschoolers and public school students differently. Governor signs bill on hunting deer with bait in North Dakota. Governor Kelly Armstrong signed SB 2137, preventing game and fish from banning deer baiting on private property, a move aimed at balancing CWD management with landowner rights. Armstrong, an avid hunter, said wildlife management can coexist with private property freedoms. The bill was backed by many rural hunters, but opposed by the Game and Fish Department. U.S. Supreme Court to hear case on Trump's birthright citizenship order. The U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments May 15th on whether to lift injunctions blocking President Trump's executive order that seeks to deny citizenship to babies born to undocumented or temporary status parents. The court won't rule on the core 14th Amendment issue yet, just on whether the nationwide injunctions should stand. The move could signal future battles over the 1898 Wong Kim Ark precedent and the scope of federal judicial power. And CO2 storage law challenged in North Dakota Supreme Court hearing. The North Dakota Supreme Court heard oral arguments in a case challenging the constitutionality of a state law that allows for the forced inclusion of landowners in underground carbon dioxide storage projects if 60% of landowners in a proposed area consent. The Northwest Landowners Association, supported by the North Dakota Farm Bureau, contends that this law infringes upon property rights and denies landowners the opportunity to seek just compensation through the courts. Defending the law are the state, the North Dakota Industrial Commission, and several energy companies, including Summit Carbon Solutions, which plans to store CO2 beneath approximately 90,000 acres in western North Dakota. This is today's Daily Brief. Be sure to go to mydakotan.com, click on the Daily Brief where you can read these articles. Click on the links and read the full article. Make sure you stay informed. Also, you'll be able to find that link to yesterday's Indie Talk where there was some appreciation shown for Leif Snyder. Thanks for watching this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe so that way you can be the first to hear about the next Daily Brief that will come out Monday morning at 7:30 a.m.